Hello, good morning student. I am Gagandeep from Lapur Khalsa College of Engineering, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. In the last class, we had discussed about the stresses due to the self weight and the stresses due to the surface load. So stresses basically due to the self weight, that stresses are that called total stresses, effective stresses and pore water pressure. So basically total stress is equal to plus effective stress plus pore water pressure, and effective stress is equal to total minus pore water pressure. So then the simple language, total stress are combination of the stresses of effective and pore water pressure. Effective stress, the stresses grain to grain contact, that stresses are called effective stresses due to the absence of the pore water pressure, and second is pore water pressure, that is totally water content, that is called as a pore water pressure. And the stresses due to the surface load, basically we are covering in this last lecture the stresses due to applied on the basically problem to calculate the compressibility, bearing capacity of foundation, stability, embankment, lateral earth pressure. So we are calculate the surface load. So basically the surface load are calculated by their two formulas. The first one is called Boussinesq formula and second one is called Westergaard formula. So in the last lecture we are complete this topic of this Boussinesq formula, and today we are discuss the Westergaard formula. So basically what is the difference of this Boussinesq formula and Westergaard formula? So basically the Boussinesq formula, that is a formula to calculate the vertical stress of point load below the ground surface or footing and the Westergaard formula, that is a formula Westergaard formula, that's formula basically to calculate the vertical stresses from their point load, line load, strip load, circular load and rectangular load. And after that we are covering the Newmark chart and isobars. So the Boussinesq formula, this is a Boussinesq formula for the point load we had discussed in the last class. Basically the formula is to calculate the vertical stress. The vertical stress means due to apply some load into the soil, the stresses are introduces due to the having that much load above the surface. That stresses are calculated by their vertical stresses. So basically the vertical stresses are responsible that by how much the soil below this footing are responsible to take that much load. Okay, so because just example like that, if a footing we apply some load in the terms of the column, in the terms of the all dead load, live load, and the vertical stresses are introduced into the soil. So the vertical stresses are introduced at that soil, and that will be formed in the iso called as a isochrones. So I'm discussing the last, just wait, these, this is isochrones, isobars. So basically the isobars, which are the lines, it means that each point the stress is equal, so that is called as a stress contour. So that point the stresses are equal, that is called as a second stress contour, this is third stress contour. So it's like that's just the levels are equal, so basically the stresses are equal in that. Okay, so Boussinesq gives the equation. This is a stress due to the concentrated load. So simple P load is applied, and this is element A. This is x, y, z distance. Calculate the stress up below the distance z, and this element A. So simple formula 3p by 2 pi z square, and this is equation is that. So simply you resolve this equation, p by z square. This is IB. IB basically that is called as a uh, influence factor, and influence factor is directly proportional to some function and depth of sphere, etc. So basically calculate the r by z value. Okay, r by z value, calculate the influence factor, and calculate p load coming from the top, and z square is the distance, and calculate the vertical stress due to applied by point load in the Boussinesq formula. Okay, So this is isobar, this is work example we all is done in the last class. Student, this is a Westergaard formula. So basically the Westergaard formula, that is advanced formula of their Wazik formula. Westergaard is proposed formula for the computation of the vertical stress by the point load. So in the simple the A distance is coming A distance. So basically it's come with their Poisson ratio. So calculate A, that is 1 minus 2 mu divided by 2 minus 2 mu. Basically mu is a Poisson ratio. A simple the point load in the Westergaard formula, this is equation P A 2 pi z square A square R by Z. So simple, put the all values and calculate the formula. Second one is stresses below a line load. So basically in the Westergaard we calculate the stresses below the line load, strip loads, rectangular load, circular load. It's simple. So in that line load, so this is a line load is there. So sigma z inside a soil mass. Principle of theory of elasticity, simple. Sigma z, that is 2q. Q is a unit per length, z is a distance. Below calculate the vertical stress. X and z, that is distance from the point A, from the mid. Okay, in the case of the line load, we take A distance from the mid and calculate the this stress, and the equation is rewritten, and it's a simple equation. Vertical stress sigma z at point A, horizontal line load can be given by this. Simple, put the all values and calculate the line load. So second is strip load. Vertical stresses by strip load. Remember one point in the terms of the strip loading is also remember that the x distance is finite. X distance will be limited, okay, and the y distance is infinite. So means in the direction of x, that will be the limiting portion is there, and the y is infinite length is there. And the fundamental equation for the vertical stress increasing a point in a soil mass, result of a line load can be determined with the vertical stress by their strip load. This is a strip loading, provide a strip loading. This is the ground level, and the vertical stresses are introduced. Suppose we are calculating the vertical stress. Why we are calculating the vertical stress? What is the main reason behind that? So simple, this is our ground level, this is a footing. Above the footing, this the load is coming, dead load, live load, wind load, earthquake load, every type of the load, moving load. The stresses are introduced. So basically that stresses are responsible, the soil in which the stresses are, vertical stresses are introduced, the soil is responsible for take hold that. Okay, so basically we are know about that how much the stresses are introduced, so that much what at which depth the soil is responsible for that. So basically that wise we are calculate vertical stresses. Next is at point A. At point, this is not starting or end point, you take from any side. This is a angle beta alpha, calculate this q naught, and q is a surcharge, and alpha plus sine alpha cos alpha plus 2 beta, calculate the value and calculate the strip load. So this is a simple numerical. Magnitude of the strip load is 120, and this is calculate the vertical stress A, B, C. Okay, so calculate the vertical stress is all point, and V is a width of footing. Okay, so next one is students, this is not your syllabus, but I will proper tell you the vertical stress due to embankment loading. Embankment loading is that's the loading is not continuously same throughout. Okay, this at that point loading is so much, at this point loading is so much, 10, this point 5, 10, 15, 20, and then after 20 that will be the constant. So vertical stress increasing as soil mass due to the embankment of height h, it will be expressed as this. So this is the equation. According to this equation, q naught is what? Q naught is surcharge. Surcharge will be calculated unit weight of the soil and plus h. Okay, at point A you calculate the vertical stress. So why the angle is alpha 2? Because this soil weight is 100 kilonewton. So according to 100 kilonewton, vertical stress are introduced by angle alpha 2, and according to this alpha 1, your proper soil weight or with proper calculate the area of this portion, and soil fluid is 75. So according to 75 at a angle alpha 1 your vertical stress is introduced. Okay, so according to the magnitude of the load is 120, this distance 2 3, and calculate the vertical stress point A B C. Z is 2 meter. That's very simple. So next student, that is a vertical stress calculating due to the uniformly loaded area. So basically there are the two methods in the loaded circular area to calculate the vertical stress. First one is the under the center, means properly below the center, properly below the circular area, below the center. That's the one formula. And second is outside the center. Okay, at any point of the center. So at the center, so what is this? This is a radius is r, this is q. Okay, you calculate the vertical stress below the center of the circle. This is z. So under the center, the increase the vertical stress sigma z at depth z point A under the center of a circular 2 by carrying a uniform pressure q. So q, this is center. Below we calculate the, simply this is a formula, q1 minus r by z. Simply we put the formula related to sigma z q, put the q in r by z and calculate the vertical stress is below the circle. If their point is outside at any point, so the point is like at this direction or direction, so the r by z, r by, we take as a r by r. So the increased vertical stress is sigma z at point depth z at any distance from the r center of loaded area, any distance from the center of the loaded area. So in that the vertical stress q is equal to a dash b dash. A dash and b dash, what are this? A dash, this is a dash, this a dash is a function of r by z, z by r, sorry, and b dash is a function of r by r. So simple, these are the table. Okay, suppose one thing is, remember student, if your value of AZ, ZR, RZ are not given in their P2 examination, you will take a suppose, guess, okay, or assume that, or kindly make a note from the separate, assume this value, because charts are not given by. Okay, so according to these values calculate that. Next is vertical stresses due to rectangle loaded area. Suppose the area is rectangular. Okay, so the increase of vertical stress sigma z at a depth z under a corner of a rectangular area. Okay, so b or l are the dimension, width or length. B is equal to m by z and m is equal to n by z are carrying a uniform pressure by q. Uniform pressure means pressure is exerted from the top. So sigma z, that is qz or iz. Iz is an influence factor that depending upon the ratio of L by z and B by z. So what is L and what is B? So L is a length, B is a width. Okay, so uniform pressure is there, and A and A dash. Suppose the Q is the uniform surcharge is acting on this rectangular area. It will be any kind of length L and B. Okay, the influence factor can be expressed in the terms Iz. So the influence factor is Iz. Iz is 2mn. Student, you learn this equation. Okay, 2mn m square n square plus 1 mn square, and where how to calculate m or n? L by z or B by z. You know that the L value, you know that the Z value. Z means how much distance below you calculate this point, L by z and B by z. According to that, put that and calculate the influence factor, and Q naught is surcharge. Put the Q naught or m and n, we put this value into calculate Iz, calculate the stresses for their rectangular section, vertical stress. Okay, so vertical stresses for the rectangular loaded section, the increased stresses at any point below a area. Loaded area can be divided into the 4 rectangulars like that, 1 2 3 4. So according to that, first of all calculate the stresses from their 1, stresses from their 2, stresses from the 3, stresses from the 4. So how we calculate that and calculate their influence factor for the L, like that MNN, 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 MNN for each that. This is L by B, L by B, L by B, L by B for each. Calculate their MNN value, calculate the influence factor, and put the all values and calculate the proper vertical stresses from the rectangular area. Okay, so this is another method, so you will follow this method only. Okay, so these are the value of MNN. Put the value of MNN and calculate the IZ. Okay, this is approximately method, student. This is basically two vertical, one horizontal method. For the uniform footing, suppose the uniform footing is B by L. We are estimate to change in vertical stress at a depth using the Buston rule. So assume the depth is constant and the foundation area. So simple, what we do, this is the proper 2D diagram. This is L by B. We goes downward, and this distance is B by Z, and this is distance is B by L by Z. So simply stresses on the plane Q naught, that is N divided by L by B. So what is the N? This is the, because we are calculating the stresses not much at distance L. Okay, not L by B. Okay, we are calculating stresses by at this depth B by Z plus L by Z. So this is what is the method, two vertical, one horizontal from this side. Okay, so according to that you also calculate the stresses on rectangular footing. And next and last topic is Newmark's method. So what is the Newmark's method? So basically the stresses for the foundation are arbitrary shape. Simple. I am first of all give you example of Newmark. Suppose the stresses are not in the rectangular form. Suppose the stresses are not in the form of circular, not in the form of point load, strip load, any kind of load. The stresses are in the arbitrary load or not in a specific shape. So what we do, how to calculate the vertical stresses in that area? So in that area you will adopt the Newmark's method. In the Newmark's chart, this is a method to the range are coming and the area is coming. According to that we are calculating the vertical stress. Okay, so now we shall start. The stresses due to the foundation load are arbitrary shape. Okay, arbitrary shape means there is a no specific shape or permanent shape, and the Newmark's chart is prepared graphically method. Stresses increase due to the uniform loaded region, arbitrary shape resting on a deep homogeneous isotropic elastic region. Okay, so the Newmark's chart method consists of concentric circle scale. Each square of a fraction is introduced the stresses. In the most of the chart, scale contributes 1 by 20 and the 0.005 unit of stress. Okay, so this is the Newmark's chart. The use of the chart is based upon the factor term influence value determined from the number of units which into the chart is subdivided. So the influence value is 0.445. Suppose there is some area, like that area is there, place a uniform this Newmark's chart. What are the areas are covered in this box? Calculate that areas means that calculate the circles 1 2 3 4 5 like that, and calculate the number of count means that circles are responsible to introduce the vertical stresses. Okay, the total number of block chart is 200 and influence value is 1 by 2. So how to calculate the influence value? Suppose the block charts are 300, the influence value 1 by 300. Okay, so 1 by 200, that is 0.005. so according to 0.005, so this influence chart may be used to compute the pressure on an element soil beneath a footing from pattern of footing and any depth Z0. It is only necessary to draw footing or AB length of the chart and 6 meter, 30 meter, and scale is that. So simple in the terms, we calculate Q0 Qi into Z. I is the influence factor on the chart, that is 0.005 1 by 200. Q0 is applied pressure on the area, foundation contact pressure. N is a number of unit counted. Remember student, these suppose we take this what a number of unit, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So according to that, 11, put N is 11.05 and Q0, that is 50, say example, and calculate the vertical stresses from their new marks charts. So student, at this point your Numex chart is also completed. Okay, I'm also discussing the class, but today I am discussing the brief. So at my point of view, your foundation engineering syllabus is totally complete. Okay, so go through the syllabus. If you find any kind of difficulty, you will call me or message me or mail me. Okay, I will solve your all queries. Okay, now in the next class, I was touch the I will touch that topic you are not uh, I will touch the important topics, okay, for their revision purpose. Okay, thank you.